This is for the lads that are self-employed, working away, flat to the mat, right? And very, very busy. Anytime you talk to somebody, how things, oh geez, I'm very, very busy. I'm very, very busy. And that's what you hear all the time, right? When I hear someone saying that, I just kind of sometimes give myself a little, okay, it's great to be busy. It's great that you are busy. It's important to be busy, right? The problem with allowing the benchmark of busyness to be the go-to reference point every time somebody asks you how your business is going, the problem with that, right, is that you are measuring busyness as success, right? And busyness does not mean success. In business, the only thing, for me anyways, the only thing that means success in business is profits. And that's exactly what we should be going for all the time, right? Like, anybody that works with me or knows with me, anytime that anybody that works with me or knows me when we're talking about business, the minute I start talking, I'm just like, straight in. Talk to me about the numbers. I don't care how good the job is. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care how sound the client is. I don't care how beautiful a job it is to leave behind you. When I'm talking to you, I'm like, get that stuff, boom. Talk to me about the numbers. What is the numbers? What is the numbers on the job? How much is that job costing the client? Okay? How much of that money are you keeping? The job is 10 grand. The profit is 2 grand. Okay, excellent. Let's go deeper. How long did it take you to do that job? It's a 10 grand job with 2 grand profit. It took 2 weeks. Okay, 10 days. It's a €200 per day profit job. Okay, that's what we need to be going for all the time. I see so many people. I think this is like the first mistake that so many people make when they're in business. They just think like, oh, well, I'm running my own show now. I'm busy. I promise you this, guys, right? If you keep, now obviously if someone says to you, how's work, you're not going to say, I'm 2 grand profitable today. Or maybe you will. It depends who you're talking to. It depends who you are, right? But the reality is, if you don't zone in on the proper benchmark for your business, you will forever compare yourself or compare the success of your business to this benchmark. And this is the benchmark of busyness, right? Look, I'm chilling today. It's a weekend day, right? And I'm just chilling, and this is the day where my mind gets a little bit creative and a few different things to do, right? At one point in time, I would not have been able to take a day off on the weekend. I would have had to do something today so that I got paid next week. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm not working today. I class this as work, right? But like, I think, well, in my opinion at least, right? I've got my shit together. I'm on a mission to make 100 million quid, right? That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a big number. It's like 8 zeros and a 1 in front of it, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, make sure I get that right. I'm on a mission to make 100 million quid, right? Every single thing I do gets me closer to that. Every single thing that if I thought this video was not going to get me closer to my 100 million quid, I wouldn't do it. Every single thing I do. Most guys are going out there and they're just doing a day's work to get a day's pay. Do a day's work to get a day's pay. And look, that's grand if that's what you want. But if you want more from life, if you want more from your business, right, you need to get your shit together, right? And the most important thing you can do, in my opinion, is stop comparing the success of your business to how busy you are. I'll give you an example there. I actually have a little list here, right? I'll give you an example. I woke up there yesterday morning. Lucky me, certain people didn't wake up yesterday morning, right? I woke up there yesterday morning, and before I got out of bed, right, I said, what does success look like to me today? So what did I need to do yesterday in order to have a successful day, right? So I had to, I'm training for this fitness test. So I was like, right, if I go out and I do my 2.5K in 9 minutes 30, well, even less than 10 minutes, that's the first thing. I had 2 phone calls scheduled with 2 potential new clients. I says, if I can close the day with these 2 clients, that would be good. And let me just pull up whatever else I have then. And I had to meet a client for lunch. And then some random opportunity just came in at the last minute and I just crammed it in, right? So I came home then to my missus, and she didn't ask me how was my day. I asked her how was her day so that she would then ask me how was my day. But I'm like, I had a great day. This morning, before I got out of bed, I said, what does success look like to me? I had a proper mind, body, wallet day, right? Like, the clients that I get, they will get excellent value from me. They've already got amazing value from me, right? So these are clients that I will have long-term moving forward, right? And I got my little fitness thing done as well, right? And plus I got some other issues, right? Got some other issues sorted that I wasn't expecting to get sorted yesterday. But this is the thing, right? Those things that I done yesterday, and plus I actually paid for a house yesterday as well. Forgot about that, right? I paid for a house, right? So those things that I done yesterday, I paid for that house there yesterday. I will be able to rent that now, say mid-September, and the tenant-in-law is ready to move in. So I own that house now. I've bought it once. I can rent that forever. That's definitely, so that's at the point in, like, I don't know, say 50 grand profit that we bought the house for, a bit cheaper than what it was worth. So it was 50 grand profit on the house. Plus it's going to rent for more than 2 grand a month, right? So that's going to push me closer to my 100 million quid, right? Then I took clients on board for my coaching program, tradesmen such as yourselves here, right? That's going to push me forward. And plus I went out and done some working out, because there's no point me dropping dead when I get to where I'm at, right? But the story here is, guys, that's it. That's just like moving closer and closer and closer to the goal. Some days you make lots of, very close to, well, not very close, but some days you make more progress than others. But the real thing is, the most important thing is that every day you make a certain amount of progress. There's people out there that would have been busting their nut there yesterday to work, to get a job finished, for today to go out and spend the money on drink or clothes or a car or whatever. And that's grand if that's what you want to do, right? But if you want to move forward, and if you want to, like, create a real successful business in your life, the most important thing that you can do is view everything as part of the master plan. Know exactly what you want to do. Know exactly where you're going. You know, and it'll vary. Well, you don't even need to know exactly where you're going. You need to know exactly where you want to be, and how you get there is irrelevant, right? But what I can say to you is that you need to like. So, for example, I'll flick back there. I'm digressing there. Yesterday was a productive day for me. I was busy, yes, but 3 or 4 different things I done yesterday weren't part of the main goal. Sometimes when there's something going amiss and it's kind of like a bit of conflict, or there's something going wrong, you know. So like, one of the things I sorted there yesterday was, there was an issue with a tenant that I had to sort out, and I'm like, oh Jesus, like, this is just distracting me from pushing forward. I'm sitting there talking to a tenant about an issue there where I could be out talking to somebody about buying a new property, and that stuff kind of drives me a bit nuts. But you know, it's part of the course you have to deal with, you know. Whereas I could have had a busier day out till 12 o'clock that night. If it was just dealing with nonsense, I wouldn't have classed it as a successful day. So for you guys, the most important thing you should do is start gauging your profitability as a measure of success in your business. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how much money do you want to make? How much money do you want to make a day? How much money do you want to make a week? How much money do you want to make a month? And it's simple. Pick the month, divide it by 20. There's your 20 working days. You need to make half in the morning, half in the afternoon. Simple as that, you know. And if you ain't getting where you want to be, well, then that cannot be classed as a successful day for yourself. Doesn't make a difference how many jobs come in. Doesn't make a difference at all. The profitability is the most important thing. I always talk to my clients about things called IGTs, which are income generating tasks. I always speak to them, income generating tasks. If you ain't doing income generating tasks, you're wasting your time. Now, you can be doing IGTs and still wasting your time. And so basically, if you're doing income generating tasks and you're making money, and then you're just letting out the back door, you're wasting your time there as well. If you are doing income generating tasks, and then you're taking that money and you're putting it into a wealth creation vehicle, and you know, you hear me talk about all the time, for me, it's property deals. It's my vehicle of choice for wealth creation. And yeah, there may be a recession coming, and there'll be more coming, and then there'll be booms and busts and all that sort of stuff. But you buy a property once, you own it forever. You buy it once, you rent it forever, and you can collect money all the time. Sometimes the money be high, the economy drops down and be low, but isn't it better than not having it at all whatsoever, you know? So here's the question that I need to ask you guys. What is the measure of success in your business? What would you class as a successful business? What does a successful business look like to you? So, do you need, now someone messaged me. So, do you need, you know, you hear guys saying, I'd love to have 5 vans and 8 staff and this and that. I'm like, whoa. The target has to be profitability. Trust me on that. And if you're the sort of fella that says, oh, it's not about money for me, I just like doing the work, great. But trust me, it needs to be about profitability, because when you have profits in the bank, you can weather the downturns, you can deal with the nonsense that pops up from time to time. If you don't have profits in the bank, you're going to ask yourself the dreaded question that I absolutely hate people hear them say, just, no, don't say it. Should I be better off working for someone else at this rate? Press it, be honest. Press a 1 in the comments. If you have ever said to yourself, should I would be better off working for someone else at this rate? Be honest now, right? Because lots and lots of people say it all the time. And the reason why they say that is because they feel unrewarded for the work that they're doing. And the reason why they're unrewarded is there's not enough profits in the company. And the reason why there's not enough profits in the company is because they weren't focusing on them 3 months before, 6 months before, whatever the case may be, right? So, if you're suffering from a lack of cash flow, if you're suffering from a lack of profitability, if you're suffering from all these different things in the business and they have your head going round and you ask yourself the horrible question, you say to yourself the horrible question or this horrible statement of, sure, I would be better off working for someone else at this rate. If you find yourself saying that, this is where it starts. We fix it inside our head. And how do we fix it inside our head? We start to focus on the most important thing, which is profitability. And the only way we can go after profitability is through more sales. But there's no point in going after more sales if you ain't making money. Like, I talk to guys on the phone, we do some strategy sessions and we're talking to them about their business, and I ask them 5 or 6 questions, and in the space of like 5 minutes, the money they thought you were making, they just realise that they're not making it. They're taking it in the one hand and it's going out in the other. So, most important thing is, stop using busyness as a gauge for success in your business. It has no relevance at all whatsoever. And let's face it, there's 24 hours in the day for me, 24 hours in the day for you. Everybody has 24 hours in the day. So everybody's going to be busy to a certain degree. Everybody's going to be busy. If you're the sort of guy that thinks it's okay to have an hour's lunch break and read a paper for half an hour in the morning and then start at 9:30 in the morning, of course you're going to be busy because you've got a short space of time to get all this work done, right? If you're the sort of guy that starts at 7 in the morning, doesn't finish till 8 in the evening, of course you're going to be busy, right? So we are all busy at all times, right? But the difference is what's not subjective. So like, you know, busyness is an emotional state. Yeah, I'm busy. Profitability is pure logic. Have we made money? Yes or no? If we've made money, how much money did we make and how long did it take us to make it? It's as simple as that. Did we make money? How much did we make? How long did it take it? Because then I'll be dealing with other guys who are, you know, contractors doing 50, 100, 150 grand jobs, and they make 30 grand if they're, well, they wouldn't make 30 grand, but they make 30 grand off a 150 grand job, right? And that's great because 30 grand is a respectable amount of money in anybody's eyes. It is in mine anyways, right? But then when we look at how long it took them to earn that 30 grand and all the hassle that they got along the line, was it worth it? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they would be much more satisfied and much easier it would be much easier for them in their business to go after 6 jobs at 5 grand profit each, you know. And it's only when you start really focusing on profits, profit. When you really start focusing on that, you start to look at stuff and it affects your decisions in the business. If you're just working to be busy, what you're going to do is you're going to work, and if you're making money, it's going to build up in the bank, and then something will go amiss, and then the profits that built up in the bank will be just took over straight away. So what I need you guys to know is, do me a favour, don't say you weren't warned, don't say you weren't told in advance, right? Stop using busyness as the benchmark for success in your business, and be honest, right? As I said, if you've said the words, if you've ever found yourself saying the dreaded words of, should I be better off working for someone else, press on 1 in the comments. Be honest there. Be honest with yourself, right? And if you find yourself just all the time, like you cannot get into a taxi. What is the first thing you do when you get into a taxi? Every single person in the nation, you get in a taxi, jump in, how's it going, bud? I'm the seatbelt. Drop us the talent there, please. Yeah, what part? Right, okay. Press the meter. So, you're busy. You cannot not ask a driver, is he busy? And then what's in typical taxi man fashion, what's he going to say to you? Oh yeah, Jesus, you know, it's always a complaint. They're either complaining that there's fuck all doing, or they're complaining that they're too busy. They're complaining about one thing or the other. Sorry, but I'm not sorry to the taxi man, you know what I'm talking about. But that's the thing, it's just a figure of speech. So don't allow yourself to get into that whole conversation of busyness. It is non-relevant. It reminds me of the, do you remember the ad used to be on the telly for the Ballygowan water? So I know this is not Ballygowan, but your man's walking down the corridor and he's drinking a bottle of water, and then some other fella comes up with another bottle, and then someone else comes in and they're in a lift, and then the worker comes in with the big drum, and it's just like water you wear. It's like mine's bigger than yours, I'm busier than you're not as busy as me. You know, it's nearly a sign of like manliness, whoever is the most busy, you know. So guys, do me a favour, do not allow how busy you are to be used as a benchmark in your business. The benchmark to be used is how profitable you are and how long it takes you to make that profit. Okay, stay cool guys. Thanks for watching. See you at the top.